find celebratory snacks in the
Oh,
VAB
did
kitchen.
stream just die? We're back.
No, stream's up.
It went offline for a second for me, though. Oh, celebratory snacks.
I know, right? Okay.
Oh, I clicked replay because I'm dumb.
It happens.
Well, the next button was replaced by a replay button.
Alright, space is the place. Missing the ground. Learn how to miss the ground and make an orbit. Yes.
Missing the ground. If you want to visit space for more than a couple of minutes, you'll need to get to orbit. An object is in orbit when it's moving sideways so quickly that even as gravity causes it to fall, it keeps missing the ground. As long as that object isn't slowed down by anything, it follows the same path every time it goes around the body it's orbiting. Forever. If that object is a Kerbal, it is recommended that they bring lots of snacks. So since your goal is to move horizontally at a high speed, why not launch sideways? On Kerbin, the atmosphere is like a thick soup. You waste a lot of fuel trying to fly through it horizontally. By launching vertically, you cut through the thickest part of the atmosphere as quick as possible. Most orbital rockets begin tilting toward the horizon soon after they leave the launch pad. This maneuver, called a gravity turn, uses the planet's gravity to turn the ship and reduces the amount of fuel needed to achieve a stable orbit. When launching near the equator, your gravity turns should point toward the east, since your vehicle gets a free boost from the planet's rotation. Thanks, planet! Once a vehicle is moving quickly enough that its arc will take it above the atmosphere, it shuts down its engines and coasts to space. Once it nears the top of that arc, the vehicle needs to fire its engines a second time to keep itself from falling back down to the planet. Doing this turns that arc into a nice big circle. Congratulations! You've missed the ground.
This is what I always sucked at in KSP1. Like, I know the concept of gravity turn, and you want to go east because of the rotation and all that, but once I got into space, establishing orbit, I never could get it right. Is stream up, Dennis?
When you're making a rocket, it's often easiest to work top to bottom, tailoring each stage to carry the weight of everything above it. To give you a head start, I've already placed an upper stage, perfect for maneuvering in the vacuum of space. It could use another, more powerful stage to push it up to space from Kerbin's surface. Let's turn this vehicle into a multi-stage rocket.
Okay.
Anytime we intend to drop an empty stage after using all of its fuel, we connect it to the stage above it using a decoupler. A decoupler contains explosive bolts that, when activated by a staging action, eject the attached stage away from the rest of the vehicle.
Okay.
Add that decoupler to the bottom of your rocket. We need to attach a larger, more powerful lower stage to the bottom of your rocket. To keep things simple, I've whipped up a new lower stage in another workspace.
Oh.
You can bring saved vehicles and other sub-assemblies into an in-progress workspace by merging it. Let's merge my lower stage into this VAB workspace. Out in the real world, this list would show all of your saved workspaces. Here in the simulator, I'm only showing you the lower stage you need to merge.
Okay.
Now that the lower
I don't
stage
remember
has
that from
been merged
KSP1,
into
but
your
I may
current
be
workspace,
dumb.
You can see it next to the upper stage.
I know those blueprints,
Select the lower
and I
stage
think
and
you could
connect it to
save
the decoupler
stages like
beneath
that.
the upper stage
I know you
to
could
create a
save stuff. I don't
single
remember if you could
two-stage
merge
rocket.
it.
Yeah, actually, I don't know about merging.
Perfect!
What do you want, dog?
Merging is a very powerful tool. Anytime you want to reuse a particular booster, lander, or other element from an existing rocket, Merging saves you the hassle of making the same thing over and over.
Next. When am I going to go to orbit, guys? Probably never. Probably not well, either.
Space rockets sometimes need an extra boost. In a rare case of rocket scientists naming something well, these additional rocket engines are called boosters. Boosters are attached to the sides of a vehicle to keep them out of the way of the main engines. Solid fuel rockets make great boosters. They produce a very high thrust for a short time. Let's attach some boosters to the sides of your vehicle.
Yes, let's attach some boosters.
We'll start by attaching 4 radial decouplers that will eject the spent boosters when they're empty. To make sure that these decouplers are evenly spaced and aligned with one another, you'll be
I
using
love
the
the
symmetry tool.
Page robot too.
Great! Now when you place a part on one side of your rocket, 3 more evenly spaced duplicates will appear around the rocket. Go ahead and add 4 radial decouplers.
Radial decouplers. Got it.
Good. Now attach it as shown. Perfect. Now you've got 4 radial decouplers exactly where they need to be.
Okay.
Let's attach those solid fuel boosters.
Scroll down, select the RT10 hammer. Solid. Okay.
Since you're still in 4x symmetry mode, simply attach this booster to one of the decouplers you just placed. That will attach copies of that booster to the remaining. Great job! You've finished your orbital rocket. You can symmetrically place up to 8 parts at once. A feat that could until now only be achieved by certain sea creatures.
Honestly, these fuel boosters look like 2 oil cans welded together. Is that just me? Bennis? Oh, Bennis is distracted.
Right, I'm learning about staging. It's complicated.
Before you launch a rocket, you need to
Oh,
plan
yeah,
the
I'm doing
order
it
of
now,
your
too.
staging
Okay.
events. Nobody wants to start out their flight by popping their parachute, right? Most parts that can be staged are automatically assigned to stages. Their activation order can be seen in the staging stack. You can change when staging events occur by moving them between stages. You can also add, remove, and reorder stages. Best of all, you can do this in both the VAB and in flight. The staging order begins at the bottom of the staging stack. You want your boosters and main engine to fire together for maximum thrust. The solid fuel boosters are currently in the second stage. If we don't change anything, the boosters will ignite late and detach themselves at the same time. This would be embarrassing for everybody, so let's move the boosters down to stage 1.
Force self from stage 2 by stage 1, clicking and dragging the booster icon in the staging stack. Okay.
Solid fuel boosters burn very hard and very fast, so they will run out of fuel first. Even though your main engine and boosters will activate at the same time, you want to drop the empty boosters before you drop your main engine. You'll add a new stage above stage 1 to do one thing. Activate the radial decouplers to jettison your spent boosters.
Okay.
Now move all 4 radial decouplers from stage 4 to your new stage 2. All done. Your remaining stages are set up so that stage 4 will activate your orbital stage's engine. Stage 5 will detach the orbital stage's fuel tank when it's empty. And stage 6 will deploy your landing parachute. Thanks to you, this rocket is ready to fly.
It's not too hard, Ben.
No.
It's going to mean paying attention, so that's going to be something I screw up often in this game then.
Yep.
All right, we're ready to light this candle. In this flight, you're going all the way to orbit. I'll walk you through the process of launching, executing a gravity turn to get moving sideways, coasting to orbital altitude, and doing a final burn at the top of your arc to establish a stable orbit.
Thank God, this is the part I always had problems with.
Before we begin, let's talk about the nav ball. The nav ball shows your vehicle's orientation relative to the horizon. The blue half of the ball represents the sky, and the brown half represents the ground. The level indicator at the center shows your vehicle's orientation. When you turn, the ball turns. When you roll, the ball rolls. Assuming you want your rocket pointed at the sky, you'll want to see lots of blue on the nav ball. If you get confused, remember this rhyme. If the nav ball's brown, you're going down.
If the nav ball's brown, you're going down, Bennis.
Yep.
Launch, you want
Hold it
all
the same colour
your
your pants,
engines
then.
at maximum thrust, which means you need to set your throttle at 100%. Your solid fuel boosters are way ahead of you on this. They have no setting other than full throttle, and they can't be shut off once they're lit. Once you hit the go button, they'll go full tilt until they run out of fuel. Still, your main engine's throttle is in your control. You can see your main throttle here. Left shift gradually increases your throttle. Left control gradually decreases your throttle. Z and X instantly set your throttle to 100 or 0% respectively. Left click on the throttle will set its level where you clicked. Your fuel levels are visible within the staging stack.
Okay.
Right now, you can see that your main engine and 4 boosters are all topped off and ready to rumble. It's time to go. At the start, all you need to do is fly straight up. I'll check back in with you once those boosters are empty. Good luck!
And here we go, Ben.
Go, Dinebot. I fucked it up. I believe in you.
Alright, solid fuels are empty.
All right, solid fuel boot.
Goodbye.
It's time to start your gravity turn. A gravity turn uses the pull of the planet's gravity to help bend your vertical ascent into a horizontal arc. It's the first step to entering orbit. For our first flight to orbit, we're going to start our gravity turn up to where the air is thin, at an altitude of around 10,000 meters. To show you where to aim your rocket, I've placed a target marker on your nav ball. First, we need to get to 10,000 meters. You're going to yaw towards the east so that the target marker is in the center of the nav ball. Your vessel and nav ball should look like this example video if you're performing the gravity turn correctly. Way to make Kerbin's gravity. Your current stage's fuel is empty. Great job. Your rocket is on its way to orbit. As you gain experience, you can make your gravity turns more efficient by starting to tilt your rocket soon after liftoff. Adjusting course with a series of small corrections instead of one big one will leave you with a lot more fuel when you get to orbit.
That's probably
Turning
where my issue
immediately
was.
after launch requires a very stable rocket. So if you ever have trouble keeping the pointy end up, you can try the simplified wait and turn method we use today.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, that helped me with the gravity turn. My other problem was I always tried to build ridiculous shit that there was no way it was going to survive into orbit.
Right now, we're on a ballistic trajectory. If no further adjustments are made, your rocket will eventually fall back down to the ground. Our objective is to turn this arc into an orbit. The process of turning your trajectory into a circular orbit is called circularization. Partial credit to the rocket people on that one. It does have the word circle in it, but it's really hard to say.
It is really hard to say.
When planning and executing orbital maneuvers, you'll want to switch to map view, where you can see every part of your current trajectory. The blue arc passing through your vehicle is its current trajectory. the path your rocket will follow if you don't touch the controls anymore. Our goal is to make that arc into a circular orbit. After you've coasted nearly to the top of this arc, you're going to point forward, and then you're going to ignite your engine. If you time this burn right, you'll never quite get to the top of the arc, as it'll keep widening in front of you until it wraps all the way around the planet.
Okay.
Let's break that down a little more. The top of your arc has a helpful tag in map view. It's called the apoapsis, abbreviated as AP. You're going to max out your throttle before you pass this point.
Okay.
We're paused at just before the apoapsis. We want to go faster in the direction we're already moving, so we need to make sure our rocket is pointed forward. There's a handy marker on your nav ball called the prograde marker. That represents your forward direction. Use the Stability Assist System, or SAS, to point your vessel at that marker. You're all lined up and ready to go. But once your trajectory reaches all the way around the planet, you'll see another marker on your orbit. This is the periapsis, or PE, the lowest point in your orbit. It'll always live on the opposite side of your orbit from the apoapsis, or highest point. By burning prograde near your apoapsis, you increase the altitude of your periapsis, the lowest point on your orbit.
Okay.
Here's the most important thing to remember about setting up an orbit above an atmosphere. Your periapsis must be higher than the atmosphere, or your rocket will start to slow down every time it dips into the upper atmosphere. On Kerbin, that means every part of your orbit must be higher than 70 kilometers.
Okay, 70 kilometers.
Keep your eye on your trajectory for now, and I'll tell you if your periapsis is safely out of the atmosphere. Okay, your orbit is fully out of the atmosphere. Cut the throttle. You did it! You're in orbit! This is when I'd usually tell you to look under your seat in the simulator, where you'd find a delicious celebratory treat. Sadly, since the vending machine in the astrodynamics lab broke down, it has gotten very difficult to hide snacks anywhere at KSC. Feel free to take a moment to admire your first orbit. In a way, you've given yourself a mind snack, which is way better than the edible kind anyway. Right? Right?
Okay. Thanks to the tutorial, I got into orbit for the first time ever in a stable orbit. I cannot stress to you guys enough how bad I was at the first KSP.
I didn't play it as much because I felt if I had played it when it first came out, I would have been better than if I played it when I did play it. Also, I'm learning stuff time, and I'm having panic that I'm forgetting it as quickly as I'm learning it.
I'm going to try to build a rocket and see if I can get it into orbit. By my own bot self.
Okay. Let's go to space.
Oops. This is going to end poorly, Dennis. I know it.
Not as high as there's a lot of shit.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, we're screwed. Or not. Hold on. Let's just confirm revert to the VAB.
Did you mess it up a bit, Dime?
No, Dennis, not at all. I'm gonna load one of their designs and just see. Yes, I meant to moon orbit. Let's just see if I can actually even do this properly before I try to build my own rocket.
That's the thing that always messes me up in KSP1 is, am I fucking up because I've built a bad rocket or because I'm bad at the game?
Right. Ooh. Alright, now we just want to coast until we start to get near Apophis and then throttle up, right?
Yep.
Oh, Apoapsis, however you say it. Space words are hard.
Okay. Decouple. Sure, what could possibly go wrong?
Bennis, I think I'm in orbit.
I'm not.
What happened to you?
As soon as I made my gravity turn, I just flipped from end over end.
Oh, Bennis.
It's alright. I'll do what you're doing and load one of their vehicles.
Yeah, I just mainly wanted to see if I could actually do it, you know?
Yep.
Alright, I'm going to go to the training center and then go to some of the orbit lessons while I'm in orbit. How intelligent of me.
So smart.
Not really.
Orbits are weird.
Mm-hmm.
Remember your orbiting baseball? What if you wanted to make its orbit higher? Well, it's a baseball, so grab your bat and try to hit the ball to a higher orbit. Your first thought might be to try to deflect the ball upwards. Unfortunately, hitting the ball upward bends its orbit so that it hits the ground before it can return to you. What you need to do is hit the ball in the direction it's already moving, adding to its already high velocity. Now that you've sped the ball up, why isn't it flying any higher? It just keeps whizzing by at the same height it always did. After all, I said that making it go faster would make it go higher. What gives?
I love these
The ball
animations.
is actually going higher, but it's going higher on the opposite side of the planet from where you're standing. You've raised its orbit, and you've learned the first lesson of orbital maneuvering. Your actions affect the opposite side of your orbit. Weird, huh? So your ball is moving faster, but it's still passing you at the same height. How do you get its orbit higher on this side of the planet? Now that you know how changes in velocity affect the other side of your orbit, you've got all you need. By adding velocity to the ball at the highest point in its orbit, you raise the lowest point in its orbit and make it circular again.
Okay. The tutorials are great, Bunny. Right, so if I'm interpreting that right, that means if I want to make this orbit lower over there, then when I get to whatever PE is, periapsis, then I need to do a retro burn. Right?
Yep. You need to slow yourself down.
Yep, that did the trick just fine.
We're learning rocket science. I have now made it into an orbit. I didn't do it exactly cleanly, probably could have been more fuel efficient with it, but...
But you made it into orbit.
Yeah.
And also,
An
Bunny,
equatorial orbit
I can't
is
have a moon
If you
orbit
wanna
in this
travel
game.
beyond
I can have a
Kerbal,
mun orbit.
You'll need to manipulate your orbit.
Yeah. Or
Let's
a
start with
Minmus
something
orbit.
simple, expanding an orbit. We do that by increasing the value of our apoapsis. Let's get a good view. Remember how you circularized your orbit by increasing your forward velocity? To raise your orbit, you'll just do more of the same.
So I can't have a
Time to
moon
burn
orbit. I have to have a mun orbit.
Now that we're pointed the right way, we can increase the throttle and watch our orbit expand. Ooh, cut the throttle. If you overdo it, you'll
I have now left a
Then
Kerbal
we've
in
erased
space.
our orbit on
Nice.
the other side of Kerbin, so we will enter high orbit there. Waiting to reach a specific point can be as eventful as watching the neon stripes on your rover dry. The paint job will be worth it, but
To the
isn't
training
it better
center to learn
rush
what to do with
the
him
end?
next.
Skip
Right.
ahead to the good stuff using a
I
time
got
warp.
to orbit and I just made the guy
Like I said
EVA.
earlier, the highest point of our orbit is called the apoapsis. The lowest point of our orbit is known as the periapsis. By default, your camera is focused on your vessel, so if you can't see either of these points, adjust your camera. Scroll the middle mouse wheel to zoom in and out. Double-click an object to center your camera on it. Click the middle mouse button to enter FreeCam. Press Home to reset the camera to your active vessel. Excellent! You can time warp to any position on your trajectory by selecting a point on your vehicle's current path, and then selecting Time Warp to Point.
Nice. Okay.
Now you're way up in the sky, so high that if you circularize your orbit now, you'll be in high orbit. Wow, the black starry void looks so small from here.
Okay. I'm learning more stuff.
Good job, Dime.
I will retain none of this tomorrow.
From command pods to space probe cores, a lot of critical rocket parts use electric charge. You'll want to design your rocket so it can generate and store EC.
Mm-hmm.
Most rocket engines generate electric charge while active, but we'll still need a way to keep our batteries full while coasting between maneuvers. Solar panels convert Kerbal's light into EC for our rockets. Small solar panels can just be placed, but large solar panels are delicate and must only be deployed once we're out of the atmosphere. I've equipped this rocket with 2 deployable
Oh, that
solar
poor Kerbal
panels.
couldn't use donut in space.
Here's a hand crank.
Aww.
Get to work. Just kidding. There's a handy button that opens all of them with a single click. Give it a try. Great. The solar panels are now extended. Light tracking solar panels only rotate on one axis, so we may need to reorient our ship to point them fully at the sun. Let's make sure the panels are getting direct sunlight by rolling our ship a little bit. Excellent. The solar panels are soaking up all of those sweet photons and giving our rockets some much-needed EC. You can see the status of any solar panel within the part manager in the electrical parts menu. You can either access the app directly by clicking the app button, or you can right-click a part to directly access it in the part manager.
Wait, you're stealing my Pringles.
Getting EC is one thing, and storing it is another. Most command pods have a small battery, but many missions will call for additional EC storage.
Okay.
When we're traveling far from the sun or going to the dark side of a planet, more batteries means more peace of mind.
Gotcha. I love the 8-bit music, too.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, the crew will run out of snacks. Did you know a Kerbal is 99.9% more likely to crash when hungry? That's when it's time to head back down to Kerbin, a planet known for its plentiful snack options. First, let's get a better view for this operation. Remember how we burned prograde to raise our orbit? To lower our orbit, we burn in the opposite direction, retrograde. SAS can really help us out here, so let's turn that on. Now, flip retrograde, the opposite direction to our rocket's movement. All right, the rocket is aligned to retrograde. Increase the throttle and burn until our trajectory is just past the atmosphere. As we decelerate, watch what's happening to our periapsis. Once it enters the atmosphere, this rocket is on a path back to the ground. Don't ease off the throttle yet, though. We're gonna keep burning until our trajectory intercepts the ground. This should give us a good idea where That's it! Let's stop our burn. Now that we're on a collision course with Kerbin, we need to turn that collision into something more survivable. This process of crashing without dying is called landing. Our upcoming stage will activate a decoupler, dropping the engine and exposing a very important heat shield. Why don't you do that now? Great! We're on our way down and our heat shield is exposed. Have you ever wondered what a marshmallow feels like when it catches on fire? You're about to find out.
Oh boy. Well, I guess I'll try deorbiting my rocket since I manually changed my orbit myself earlier. That looks like I'm going to be landing on the dark side, or the night side of the planet for our first landing, Ben. It's fine, right?
Yeah.
Seems like heat shield effects are not in, because I'm not seeing anything.
Exactly. Any landing you can walk away for, but it's successful.
I just wish I could see my ship. I see nothing right now, Dennis. I'm just... There we go. It opened. Yay! $300 meters. 200. I made it. I am in
Good
the
job,
ocean.
Dime.
Highest altitude 843 kilometers. Mission time 3 hours. Highest G-force 11.3 Gs. Gs. Vehicle assembly building. Alright. Oops. What's left for training? Orbital transfer, Spinnis.
I may have not put it.
Did you forget?
Yeah.
You forget to put a parachute on your ship?
No, I ran out of fuel. I didn't have enough fuel to decelerate my orbit.
Oh.
Orbital transfers.
He
As
lives
you
in
know,
space now.
The faster you go, the higher your orbit gets. If you get moving fast enough, your orbit may cross the orbit of some other object, like a moon or a planet. The closest celestial body to Kerbin is the Mun. If you're looking for somewhere else to fly a rocket, the Mun is a good choice. The real trick to getting there is timing your departure so that the Mun captures your vehicle at its highest point. If you mistime your departure, you may miss the Mun entirely, which creates a lot of paperwork. Let's assume you've left at the right time and the Mun is there to meet you. As your vessel approaches the Mun, it enters a zone in which the Mun's gravitational influence on your orbit is stronger than Kerbin's. This zone is called the Mun's sphere of influence. You've had to go very quickly to escape Kerbin's gravity, much too fast for the Mun's low gravity to capture you. If you don't slow down, your vehicle will speed past the Mun and be flung farther into space. Remember what I said about paperwork? Once you're in the Mun's gravity well, the best way to slow down is to fire your engines backwards until your trajectory becomes a nice, stable orbit. Now you're a moon of the Mun! Ha!
Okay. So are we actually going to do that? Because I don't feel confident in doing that from watching that video tutorial.
Our rocket is in orbit over Kerbin and ready to fly.
Let's be
The mission
moons of the
today
Mun,
is to,
Dime.
Yes.
Drumroll, please. Intercept and orbit the Mun. To be captured by the Mun's gravity, our vessel must cross into the Mun's sphere of influence, or SOI, the zone in which its gravity is stronger than any other celestial body around it. We're going to create a maneuver plan to figure out when and how long we need to fire our engines to intercept the Mun. Great!
Okay.
Now here's a new trick. We can select any object as a target in map view. Targeting gives us useful information and enables new tools. Once we've targeted a celestial body or other object in space, our maneuver will provide closest pass and plane angle information. This can be very helpful for meeting up with someone or something in space. Right now, our camera is following our vessel as it orbits Kerbin. Let's adjust our camera until we can see the... We want to place this maneuver plan with two things in mind. First, the Mun is in motion. We can't aim our spacecraft where the Mun is right now. Instead, we have to aim where the Mun will be after our vehicle has coasted all the way from Kerbin.
Okay.
Second, remember how increasing velocity raises the opposite side of our orbit? Since we're placing this maneuver plan where we intend to start our burn, we should place it on the opposite side of Kerbin from where we intend to intercept the Mun. Placing a maneuver plan usually involves making a best guess, and then fiddling with the maneuver until you get an intercept. Fortunately, you've got a crack navigator with you today. By my calculations, we'll want to put our maneuver here. Excellent! We've just created a maneuver plan. While we could find out if our departure timing is correct by just picking a direction and maxing the throttle, a maneuver plan tells us in advance how much delta V we'll need, how long we'll need to burn, and in what direction our vessel will need to point during the maneuver.
Okay.
Grab and pull the arrows to plan a burn along that direction. This maneuver is pretty simple. We want to burn prograde and expand our orbit. Nice! That maneuver event towards the end of your trajectory is exactly what we're looking for. It tells that if we execute this plan, we'll intercept the Mun.
Okay, hold on. I need to
If a maneuver
replay this whole thing.
Maneuvers are invaluable when leaving.
Because I screwed up somehow. My brain hurts, Chad. Help me.
Our rocket is in orbit over Kerbin, and we're going to create a maneuver plan. Great! Now here's a new trick. Right now, our camera is following our vessel as it orbits Kerbin. We want to place the second. Replacing a maneuver plan usually involves making a best guess, and then excellent. We've just grab and pull the arrows to plan a burn along that direction. This maneuver is pretty simple. We want to burn prograde and expand our orbit. Nice! That maneuver event towards the end of your trajectory is exactly what we're looking for.
Okay.
It tells that if we execute this plan, we'll intercept the Mun. If a maneuver looks right, but we're not getting the intercept we expect, we can change the starting position of the maneuver by grabbing and dragging the middle of the maneuver plan along our orbit. It's very common to refine a maneuver plan by adjusting both the position of the maneuver and the direction of the planned burn. If we don't want to maneuver at all, we can delete the plan either by right-clicking the gizmo and selecting delete, or through the burn timer. Maneuvers are invaluable when leaving Kerbin. Feel free to come back and practice anytime.
Okay. It's like real space. Yes, I'm not good at real space, Bunny. I'm not an astronaut.
We've got a maneuver plan that intercepts the Mun. Now we just need to execute that maneuver and fly to the Mun ourselves. Whenever we have a maneuver plan, a burn timer will appear. The timer shows you how much time is left until we need to execute the maneuver. I've paused the simulation for a moment, so this number won't count down quite yet.
Okay.
The timer also tells us
Warp
how
to
long we
maneuver
need to
button
burn
is
our
useful.
engines at 100%
The what
throttle
button?
in order to complete the maneuver.
Warp to maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
Because before,
Now let's take a
trying to
look
live
at the
release
nav ball.
reflexes.
A new marker has joined our old prograde and retrograde markers. This is called a maneuver marker, and it shows us the orientation of our planned maneuver. We'll want to make sure that this marker is in the center of our nav ball during our maneuver burn. Luckily, we can aim at this maneuver marker by selecting the maneuver button on your SAS controls. Now your vehicle is properly oriented, and through the magic of SAS and more math than I'd like to admit, our vessel is properly oriented. We're still far from our planned burn, so let's speed things up. While we could rely on our reflexes to time warp at the perfect moment, a less stressful alternative is warping to a specific point in our orbit. See this button? Select it to warp automatically to the moment before our maneuver begins. Departure burn, here we come.
Okay.
Great! We've exited just before our maneuver burn, and I've paused the simulation once more. After we select continue, remember to wait until the countdown reaches 0. Then we'll go full throttle until our burn timer reaches 0. Then cut the throttle quickly to avoid overshooting our target.
Okay.
Okay, get ready to hit the throttle. Watch the burn timer. We want to stop our burn once it reaches 0.
I'm
Oh,
doing the
my
burn,
head's
Dennis.
hurting.
You what?
My head's hurting.
Why?
Too...
You'll be okay, Bippus. Okay. Something has gone horribly wrong, Bippus. Did you let Bip design a spacecraft again? I did not, Greenie.
maneuver plan that intercepts the Mun. Now,
Okay, what did I do
whenever we
wrong
have a
here?
maneuver plan, the timer also tells us, now let's take a look at the nav ball. Now your vehicle is properly oriented. And through the magic of SAS and more math than I'd like to admit, while we could rely on our reflexes to time warp at the perfect moment, a less stressful alternative is warping to a specific point in our departure burn. Here we come.
Octopath 2 is so fun. Good.
Great. We've exited. Okay, get ready to hit the throttle. Watch the burn timer. We want to stop our burn once it reaches 0.
Okay, we're burning.
Everything's looked great work. You've successfully executed a maneuver, and now we're on our way to the Mun.
Oh, interesting, Greenie. Okay, so we got that part down. A job only her hands could take care of. My biggest problem, and well, I guess not problem, but
It's going
thing
to
that I
take a
don't have
while to
time
reach the
for
Mun, but don't let the wait
is
fool
all the
you.
grinding the first
You're
one
now
took.
moving
So
faster than any Kerbal has ever
Yeah.
flown before. When we enter the Mun's sphere of influence, we'll be going way too fast for the Mun's gravity to capture our vehicle. To orbit the Mun,
I
we'll
did
need
not,
to burn
Greenie.
retrograde once we're inside its SOI, or sphere of influence.
Oh, nice.
This will slow us down enough to keep us from being whipped into interplanetary space. Let's start by time warping until we're within the Mun's sphere of influence. That's the sphere within which the
PS5,
Mun
same
is
day.
the
Interesting.
primary gravitational influence on your vehicle. Let's get a little bolder with our time warp this time.
I don't know if I'd want to try to play that game on a controller. Yep, Greenie. Alright, so... Oh, you can see, yep, there's the Mun sphere of influence catching me.
Welcome to the Mun's sphere of influence. Let's slow down to Did you notice that we've got a periapsis above the Mun, but no apoapsis? That's because we're going too fast to complete an orbit before sailing past the Mun. Don't worry, we have time to adjust.
Okay.
Our objective is to slow down enough so that both apoapsis and periapsis are within the Mun's sphere of influence. Remember the rule of orbital opposites. Because we want to lower your apoapsis, we'll need to place our maneuver plan at the periapsis. Let's get started.
Open the context menu by left-clicking the orbit near the period. Okay. Create a maneuver plan.
In order to reduce our apoapsis, we need to slow down by burning backwards, or retrograde. This is a little like deorbiting over Kerbin, but we're going to stop burning before our trajectory meets Mun dust. Maneuver plan set. Next up,
Okay.
let's make sure we're pointed where we need to be. If the maneuver is right and we're pointed in the right direction, now we need to... And we're on our way.
Okay, so I think I'm getting this right, Ben.
Almost there. When the countdown reaches 0, throttle up to start your capture burn.
This is the most I've ever accomplished in Kerbal, Ben.
Good job, Dime. Oh, that's why my last ship blew up. I forgot about aerodynamics.
I forgot about aerodynamics. That is a bippy statement if I've ever heard one.
Keep burning until the burn timer reaches 0. Shut the engines now. Fantastic. That was some fancy flying. Looks to me like you're about ready to try this for real.
Okay, Ben. Something tells me I've finished all the tutorials that make me look like I know what I'm doing.
Now you're on your own. I'm gonna try and make a
I am on my
satellite.
own. Oh boy. Alright. I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'm going to start small and just start trying to make rockets that, small hops and just expand from there.
Okay.
So I'll be back in a minute. All right. Oof. I return, Bippus.
Welcome back, Giant.
Oh, God. Scandy, I love you.
What
You
have you done?
I asked him if he was going to make a Kerbal channel under space gaming, and he said he hadn't seen a lot of people asking for it. And I said, well, if anybody besides me and if anybody besides you and me were playing it, then I'd love it. And he created a channel called Dime Launches Bips to Space, KSP2. You should really make a comment in there real fast.
Yeah. Yes.
Alright, so... Alright, so I'm just going to see about... Payloads, fuel tanks. And then engines. Love it.
I've nearly killed Scandi.
Alright, I'm going to launch this and just see if it works like I think it will.
Good luck.
It does not. Whoops. Whoops. That worked. Okay, I had to deploy the chute by clicking on it, so I screwed something up there. Ah, okay. Okay. I was able to successfully recover that one.
Nice.
I should have saved it so that I don't have to. Oh well.
I have successfully put a satellite in space. I mean, I kind of fudged its orbit a bit, but it's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna see about getting to space next. All right, so I'm gonna do. Oops, do that, and then I want.
I mean, I've got. Yeah. And it's also a remote guidance unit, so you could theoretically make Falcon 9s where you can take control of the rocket after you've of the stage. The marketing team at Sean Cannery's brag that the CBL 500 cargo container is so big that it can safely house a live Kraken.
Oh. All right. Okay, well, I didn't bring enough fuel with me to actually get into orbit, but I did get into space. Damn, that's pretty.
I mean, you forgot to wait until you reached your apo to increase your orbit.
Well, I wouldn't have had enough fuel anyways.
You can stop burning once your apo is about 100 kilometers up. And then wait till you get to there to increase your parry to 100.
True. So what you're saying is I just need to pilot more carefully and this rocket should be okay.
Yeah.
I kind of want to add some solid boosters to it just to get higher faster though. And also because I'm going to need to learn how to do that. Alright, so. I have a feeling I'm forgetting something, but let's see.
You've got stabilizers, like control surfaces?
Nah, I don't need control surfaces.
Okay. Good luck making your gravity set.
You're right, this was a terrible idea. There. I have put stabilizers on it, Bennis.
That will help. Good luck.
Oh, the main engine wasn't firing at the same time as the solid fuels.
That's not going to help you.
No. That's not going to help me at all. That's just defeating the entire purpose. That might have it. I'm not sure. First crash in hours. Well, that's better than all the time. Alright, Ben, so you're saying I wait till I get way closer to AP and then fire and then let off and...
Yep, so once your AP hits about 100,000, let off the throttle. And then when you're at your AP of 100,000, you blast again to bring your peri up out of the earth.
This stage is not firing. What have I done wrong, Menace?
Hit space again?
Yeah, space didn't do it. I had to activate it manually.
Oh. Yeah. Also, you might want to make sure you're pointed at your point properly. Your on your SAS control.
I mean, I clicked it.
Right. Yeah, retrograde, sorry. Prograde, retrograde.
Yeah, I select prograde and it was like, nope.
It's just looking at your ship, it's not like the little in the gimbal, it wasn't pointed.
I understand that, Bennis.
I should probably stick some batteries on this thing. Whack a huge battery on? Nah. I know what actually. Oh, do I have any control in this? No.
Alright, Bennis. I've done something completely stupid. Are you ready?
Yes, I believe in you, Dan.
I completely forgot couplers. I have bipped it.
Good job.
Shut up. Okay. Let's just revert to the VAB, because that was just a pointless, stupid experiment. It went up, it didn't explode.
Okay, well,
What do jet engines run off of? Do you know, Bapis?
or do what engines run off of?
Jet engines, methane, I don't know, methane, afterburning, methane. Okay. I found a scary flying death machine. Oh, well. Oh, God. No. Okay. I suppose I need some structural attachment point for that, don't I? See what they've used to make a plane. Oh, pff. That ain't gonna work. Bippus, how do I change the time of day, damn it?
You zoom the time forward. You know, time warp at the bottom with the pause button. I mean, theoretically, this might make it to the moon.
Theoretically, it might make it to the moon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, flying death machines. Welcome to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Right.
I appear to have found a problem though. But I'm surprised nobody in QA testing this code. I'm trying to
What?
save a vehicle, but if I press the letter M when I'm naming it, it takes me to the map view.
Interesting. I'm flying, Bippus.
Good job, Dime. I'm going to see if I can trap some Kerbals on the moon because I did not put in a launch system in here, like a return system.
Good job.
Go on, Bob Kerman, you're going to the moon. Why don't the engines fire? There we go. Oh, I should have put stronger holders on those engines.
Come right off.
No, but they're wiggling.
Oh boy.
They're wiggling in unison though, so it's fine.
I'm flying.
Oh god, yeah, those boosters are now glitching into the side of the thing, making this gravity turn really hard.
Well, good luck.
Okay, yeah, this isn't going well.
First person camera appears to not be here for flight. Extra stage in there too. I mostly landed.
Sure.
I mean, I'm on the ground. Hi, Bip. Do you want to keep messing with this, or do you want to kill some things in Wild Hearts?
Let me see how this vehicle goes.
Okay.
No, you need to go there. So.
What else have they left in here as far
deploy.
as...
Oh, I can add a couple of there.
What is this thing? It's a rover! With jet engines or rocket engines.
Of course. And why not?
Amazing. All right. All right, what was the deal with this thing again? All right. All right, Venice. I'm coasting upwards.
Good job.
I have selected prograde. So when should I begin my burn, Dapis?
When you are just approaching your apo.
So can I just time warp to that point and then fire my engines?
Yeah. Make sure you are reorientated to your prograde.
I am. You said once I get up to around 100,000, cut it?
Yeah.
And I'm going back down. Alright, Bippus. What am I doing wrong with this rocket? Do I need to put a rear fuel tank on it?
Possibly. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. This is the point that it's like, I know this vehicle will get into space, but I'm too stupid to do it.
I don't really need that for those. You have this, but never really got into it, but want to. You bought it today, Lovian?
Or are you talking about Kerbal Space 1?
Or is he talking about the first one? Ah, well, congratulations at least, Mobian. Wow, that ran out of fuel quick. Significant pay raise, nice. Okay, maybe I need to pay attention to some actual numbers. Like this engine.
Yeah, I've got hella power on this floor, but on this rocket, but very hard to make the fucking gravity turn with it. So I'm getting very sharp high
Numbers for
orbits.
space travel. Poppycock.
Right.
All right. Let's see. Half, what's up?
Yeah.
Back to training. All right, Moby. Yeah, Ben, I think my problem is actually with the second stage. It's burning through fuel super fast. I think I need to put a different engine up there.
One, it was like there though, you're burning in the right place, you were extending your orbit.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got this ship into a wacky ass orbit if this is going to stay in orbit. And I should do, I've got plenty of fuel.
Right. I should just need a small sustainer engine on this thing, right?
Dunno.
That's right, that has a coupler on it. No? Does it not? Wait, did that take the engine out? Yeah, it did. Next dark and dark. Oh, okay. What will you do until then? Why the fuck does that... Alright, well, let's just see. Early access is like a month after that. No, that's not so bad. I have broken something. Interesting co-op deck building adventure roguelite. That is too many game terms in one sentence right there. That makes me not want to have anything to do with that.
No, that's the wrong person I was supposed to put that to. Damn, look at my marvellous orbit I've managed to get my ship into.
Did you take a screenshot of it?
Yeah.
What is that fuckery?
That fuckery is when you don't have enough stabilization. So during your gravity turn, you start spinning like a drill and nearly kill your Kerbal.
Oh, okay.
And then suddenly realise your Apo is at 200,000 meters. I honestly don't know. I need to. Okay.
My friend's going to use decks you build during the run to clear the dungeon. Interesting.
I want to. Yeah, get a bit close on my ferry.
Different every time I play. Of course you do, yes.
Yeah, just skimming the atmosphere down here. At my ferry. We should be fine.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? Okay, that's a cool shot on stream. You should appreciate that, Venice. No? Nothing?
No, I'm reading the stream today. Oh, the sunrise. Nice. Yeah, that's good.
This was nice. Half. And I'm coming back down.
Keep learning.
Yeah, but I want to go stab some shit, too.
Okay.
Put a stream marker here. We will definitely continue to check out Kerbal as it's in early access. And for me to get better at it. You need to go take Finn out or anything?
No, he's asleep somewhere. I should probably put some food. I said turn the engine off. Put some food in the oven.
How far into your
I have
stage are you? 2 hours and 29 minutes, half because the game just came out today.